So when she heard of their scheming, she sent for them and prepared for them a banquet and gave each one of them a knife and said to Yusuf, come out before them. And when they saw him, they greatly admired him and they cut their hands because they were just staring at him and they didn't realize they were cutting their hands. And they said, perfect is Allah. This is not a man. This is none but a noble angel. You see, lowering the gaze is something that is not just for the men, it's also for the women. This is also for the women. So we should not be looking at non-mahram men straight in their eyes constantly. Even if they happen to be an Islamic scholar whose video we are watching, don't just keep staring at their face and admiring their beard and wondering why their mustache is short or long or what, right? Don't think about that. Don't keep staring at them. We have to lower our gaze also. We have to do that. So we see that these women, when they were staring at Yusuf a.s., they end up hurting themselves. And this is what happens. When we don't lower the gaze from what is unlawful, then we hurt ourselves. Now, why did this wife of Aziz come up with this plan? Because she's justifying herself. That if I have fallen in love with him, I'm not wrong. He's handsome. It's not my fault. As if she's showing them, why are you blaming me? Look at you. Even you fell in love with him. Even you admire his beauty. And this is so common, sadly, that when we are doing something wrong, we justify it. We justify it. We say, it's so tempting. It's everywhere. It's so common. Everybody's doing it. I can't help it. Right? And the list goes on. Haram is haram, no matter how attractive it may seem. And to justify it is a greater wrong. She said, that is the one about whom you blamed me. So am I wrong? She's justifying herself. And I certainly sought to seduce him, but he firmly refused. Now she herself is saying that he was innocent. And if he will not do what I order him, he will surely be imprisoned and will be of those who are debased. He said, رَبِّ السِّجْنُ أَحَبُّ إِلَيَّ مِمَّا يَدْعُونَنِي إِلَيْهِ. He said, oh my Lord, prison is more to my liking than that to which they invite me. And if you do not avert from me their plan, I might incline toward them and thus be of the ignorant. So what is he saying? Oh Allah, send me to prison so that I can be saved from this haram. And this shows iman. That a person is willing to suffer some worldly loss in order to protect his faith. In order to preserve his faith. Just as Imam Bukhari, he had 1,000 dinar or dirham with him, and he was on a ship, and he told somebody that he had all that money, and that man, after some time, he said, I've lost so much money, somebody stole it, and he made a huge scene. So everybody started searching. And this man's plan was that they'll find it with Imam Bukhari, and they will say, oh, you stole this man's wealth, return it to him. Right? The money was not found. So this man, he went to Imam Bukhari afterwards, like, so where did the money go? Where did you hide it? He said, I threw it in the water. I got rid of it. He said, I got rid of it because I didn't want to be accused of theft. Because I am someone from whom people take hadith, the words of the Prophet ﷺ, and I do not want to be accused of theft, because then they will question my integrity, my reliability. So we see over here, Yusuf a.s. is also choosing prison over this freedom. So his Lord responded to him and averted from him their plan. Indeed, He is the hearing, the knowing. How was his dua accepted? He was sent to prison. He was sent to prison. So sometimes we are taken out of a difficulty. How? By being put in a different difficulty. By being put in a different difficulty. We think when we make dua, life should become perfect. No, it will not become perfect until you step into Jannah. It will not be perfect. It's either one trial or another. So he was now out of the house where this fitna was, but now he was in prison. Then it appeared to them after they had seen the signs that Al-Aziz should surely imprison him for a time. They had the power to throw him in the prison. So they did it. They imprisoned him. And when he went into prison, and there entered the prison with him 2 young men. One of them said, indeed, I have seen myself in a dream pressing wine. The other said, indeed, I have seen myself carrying upon my head some bread from which the birds were eating. Inform us of its interpretation. Inna naraka minal muhsinin. Indeed, we see you of those who do ihsan. You see, the person who is truly good-natured. He's good. He wants to do good. He will do good at home. He will do good as a slave. He will do good in the prison also. We blame our circumstances. We say, oh, my family is so huge. I don't get any personal time. And there's always fights and arguments in my family. So that's why I can't speak nicely. I can't do this and this and this. And then we say, oh, I have no freedom. I have work. I get so tired. I have such long hours. I have such a busy schedule. That's why I'm so cranky. But a muhsin is muhsin, whether he is at home, in the well, as a slave, or in the prison. Because these people are saying to him, we see you as a good man. He said, you will not receive food that is provided to you, except that I will inform you of its interpretation before it comes to you. That is from what my Lord has taught me. Indeed, I have left the religion of a people who do not believe in Allah, and they in the hereafter are disbelievers. And